Thank you, Mutukwa, and thank you, Professor Masie. Thank you for those wonderful remarks. Thank you for the challenge that you have thrown to us. We really appreciate the comments that you have made, and I want to appreciate the university for this opportunity to partner and to host this summit. I also want to thank my colleagues who have been involved in the design of this summit, and again, the speakers, panelists, all the representatives from donors, governments, and everybody in this summit. So I have a great responsibility this morning, and my responsibility is to set the context for the next 3 days so that we know exactly what we are out to do. And before I share the working statement of intent, let me acknowledge that leadership is a very complex issue. Anytime we talk about leadership, we think about political leaders, especially in this part of the world. So I want to make it clear that leadership is not about a political position, an elected position, or the positions that you have. Leadership within the context of this summit is the mother who is taking care of her family. She's providing leadership in wherever she is. Leadership is the farmer who has to deal with so many challenges of identifying where the seeds will come from, where they are going to, whether the rains come or not. Leadership is about you as an individual. And it's very important for us as we go in this summit to really be clear on that. Let me also say that when we work in areas like climate change or agriculture, many times we set goals. I want to make it clear that this summit is not about setting any goal. Now, there is a difference between a goal and an intention. So I want us to focus on the intentions in this summit. Now, what is the difference? The difference is that a goal is a specific destination or achievement that we want to make. Now, that is not our focus in this summit. Now, our focus is intentions. What are intentions? Intentions are, you live every day with an intention. It is independent of whether you achieve the goal or not. So the intention is what you are doing every day as a leader. Now, of course, intentions help you to achieve your goals, but we are more interested in intentions in this particular summit. Now, goals are kind of external achievements. Now, they are very important. Make no mistake, goals are very important, but intentions are about your relationship with yourself and your relationship with other people. That is what we are focused on today in terms of transformation of leadership, especially within climate change. Now, so this summit is about what do we do? How do we relate? How do we think? And how do we engage with climate transformation? Now, let me say what our intent is. And I want to share it slowly so that we all get it. So our intent is a future of shared commitment. So climate change requires shared commitment. Now, our intent is also climate transformation that works for everyone. It must work for everyone. The Africa Leadership Transformation Foundation stands for an Africa that works for everyone. So when we see an area that things are not working for everyone, we are interested to go inside there and say, what kind of leadership can we provide so that things work for everyone? So in climate change, if things are not working for everyone, then we have to come together, all of us, and say what is not working and what needs to be transformed. So I want to emphasize that we are looking, in terms of our intentions, we are looking at climate transformation that works for everyone, with nobody left out. Everybody included, nobody left out. We are also committed to transforming the conversation of climate change. So sometimes you find conversations have become the exclusive of people who are subject matter experts. I am not a subject matter expert of climate change, but climate change affects me. Climate change affects the young people. Climate change affects the woman who is tending to her 5-acre plot. So it's very, very important for us to ensure that the conversation that we have does not exclude anyone. So that is one of the things that we need to do during this summit. The other thing is that we want to create a context in which every voice is included and heard. We may not agree with you, but one thing we want to commit ourselves to do is to hear you, where you are standing. We want to make sure that your voice is included, and that's very, very important. And we are particularly interested in the voice of the young people, in the voice of the young girls, in the voice of women being included in the conversation of climate change. Now, because of this stand that we have taken, our summit is committed to ensuring that we have excellent interactions with each other. So for today, for now, you've heard from Professor Masia, you are hearing from me, but we want to hear from you. So we are not going to allow that only a few people speak. We are going to create the space for every single voice to be heard. Nobody should leave this summit without sharing what is on their heart and sharing what they want to know. So we want to provide opportunity to educate ourselves on what is going on with climate change and climate restoration, especially within the Zambian context. So, and now, given the multiplicity of individuals and the organizations that are involved in all these conversations, we want to make sure that we listen in an authentic manner. What does this mean? This means that when a professor is speaking on climate change, I may not completely understand what he's saying, but I want to try and understand and ask. So that is authenticity. So I want to listen to you and ensure that I get exactly how whatever it is that you are speaking to us is showing to us. So we want in this summit to provide the opportunity for everybody to share, for everybody to come and share what they have. Why is this important? Because when everybody shares what we have, you remove everything that is on your heart. When your heart is, everything is offloaded in this conversation, there is going to be a new space in which we can now see whatever it is that is going to show up. So our intention is to create the possibility of inventing a new possibility for climate change. We want to see whether we can be able to come up with things that in the Zambian context that have probably not been considered by our policymakers who are here with us, by our professors. So we want to be able to get to a place where people say, okay, wow, I had not thought about that. That is very interesting. So we want new possibilities, not the same old things that we have been discussing in climate change all the time. Now, I have mentioned that in terms of intentions, intentions are lived each day, independent of whether you achieve the goal or not. So our intent is that after the summit, you are now going to take a powerful stand. You as a person, you are going to make a stand on climate change and climate transformation. So maybe you are not considering planting some trees on your land. You may decide, you know what, I'm not going to wait for government. This is a stand that I take. You may decide what my stand is I want to go to a school and do a talk on climate change. That's a personal stand. So we are not waiting for anybody. Each of us is taking a stand. And every one of us should make a commitment to a specific action that you are going to take. So in conclusion, I want to acknowledge that my personal outlook on climate change is really influenced by the work that I've been involved in terms of leadership, especially the course called Being a Leader and the Effective Exercise of Leadership. This is an ontological and phenomenological model that has been popularized by the Landmark Landmark Forum and the work of Wana Erhard. Now, let me say that already working with the University of Zambia, we have had several people trained as leaders in this. This is a very unique leadership work that whose pillars of ontology and phenomenology helps develop leaders that are very different from other programs in leadership. So, and having said this, let me say that I look forward to a time when we can be able to, together with the University of Zambia, to host maybe a course in leadership, so that those people who are in this meeting here, and maybe all over Zambia, can come and attend that course, so that we can make it as widely accessible as possible. And I am very proud to say that some of the Zambian people who've been trained in this work are already being trained as instructors. I know that Mwelwa is training to be an instructor of the course, because we don't want to rely on only people coming in to train us. We want to be able to train ourselves. So instead of flying somebody from America, right now we may not even be able to do that, but we can have somebody in Zambia who can train other people, who can go to the rural areas and train people in leadership. That is what we stand for. And I want to thank you for listening to me. Over to you, Mutukwa.